And welcome to All Four Downs, the the NFL picks of Week 2. I'm with Hector V, and yeah, I just had to, I had almost choked myself
I
saying it
know it. Hmm.
because that's how I felt for Week 1, finishing with 7 wins and 9 losses. It was actually pathetic. Not as pathetic as watching the New York Giants at MetLife Stadium choke on Week 1, and I don't even know what's going on in football anymore. I mean, with this new rules and new concept of spring training or preseason, and then leading on to the start of Week 1, which is this year first time in history that they go to 17 games. Hector, man, well, what happened?
You know what? Week one made us question everything that we thought we knew about football. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like they say, any given Sunday, well, last week proved that to be correct. You know, how we always take for granted these teams that are quote unquote garbage. Well, last week that proved us all wrong. And no matter what you thought you knew, last week just proved that you don't know everything. You're not perfect. And boy, we felt like Mike Tyson getting knocked out by Buster Douglas in 1990. This was just a 10th round knockout. I just felt like, when was the bleeding going to stop? You know, it's like game after game after game. I'm like, I can't take this anymore.
I mean, I was like that too. I couldn't take it anymore, surrounded by Denver Bronco fans. Listen,
Uh,
if follow me on Facebook, you will see that I had recorded the well, actually I didn't record it. I broadcasted the pregame show, which was very beautiful when they're honoring the 9/11.
mhm.
Of course, it was 20 years ago. Well, September 11th, when we got attacked. Right, America
Right.
got attacked and everything, and they had all the soldiers, pretty much all the armed forces, there, and to see them honoring the American flag, honoring the victims, the survivors, and the family members that were there. That was very a special moment.
Mhm.
And the whole crowd, no matter who you were rooting for, they were there, in all support and all. And it was very beautiful. The singing of the national anthem was beautiful. And then the game started, right? They rocked the bell. It was football time. And I was left wondering, what in the world am I seeing on the New York Giants? I was like, are you crazy? Like, is this a repeat of last year, the way
Mhm.
they started? I'm like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. It's week 1, and as soon as they fell, I was like, yo, let me look at my game. And you know what? At one moment, I was winning on all my games. Okay,
Right. Right. Yeah.
I was winning all my games. And then the second half of some of those games, I got crushed. Like my feelings, like my chest was getting tight.
Yeah.
And I
You,
was like, oh my God.
you just wish at that point it was just the first half football and that was it, right? And I
Oh,
just call it quits for the day. Yeah.
look, I called the Philadelphia game. You
Yes.
didn't believe me,
Yep.
right? Um, I did go for Buffalo. I thought that everything was going well for Buffalo, and
Yeah.
I was wrong, but it was still a good game.
It was a very good
Uh,
game.
Minnesota losing to Cincinnati, I didn't see it. But my brother called me saying he had a gut feeling the Bengals are going to win.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Okay.
Detroit Lions winning. Um, I
No.
missed that one.
Yeah. I mean, they made a gallant effort to come back.
Yeah, and then the
They made,
Titans. I mean, look at the Titans. I mean, these guys were supposed to be the best running team, and I thought that defense was up to par. That didn't happen.
no, they're called the Tennessee Teenies. They're not Titans anymore.
I mean, I think the worst two teams of football played each other in week 1, and that was the Jacksonville Jaguars and Houston Texans. I don't care what they say about who's the quarterback for Houston Texans. The organization needs some serious help, and I don't expect the Houston Texans to do anything, to be honest with you.
That was the
Um,
dumpster bowl. You didn't get it? You didn't get the memo?
yeah, no, no, I
That was
did
the
it.
dumpster bowl. Yeah. Yeah.
But my boy Mac Jones from New England, he showed some productivity, even though they came up 1 point short. But big ups to Miami. but I still see New England Patriots making a run to the playoffs. And then Justin Fields, they did play him, but will he be the starting quarterback here on out with the Chicago Bears?
Right.
It's not. We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
And that what makes our picks a little hard
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
what happens if on that day, like I said, we're making our official picks now,
Yeah.
but moving on Sunday, will he start? And that
Right.
will probably be a difference maker in our picks coming this week.
Yeah, definitely. You're absolutely right. Because you saw Chicago playing that game, with Dalton and Fields just back and forth here. I felt like I was watching a college football game, and I get it. Sometimes you gotta see what you got. You got a product, you want to put it on the field and see what you got going on here, and well, they didn't fool the Rams, but
No, but I tell you what, man, I think the two teams that I'm going to keep a close eye on is the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. I
mhm.
think they both show something promising. They got something to build on, and I'm just surprised the way Cleveland's playing. Right, they're doing it without Odell Beckham.
Right.
I think they could do. A lot of people think once he's there that it's going to be a difference maker to elevate. I don't see them elevating. I see a little decline because it seems like when Odell is not playing, the team operates a lot better.
Right. Yeah.
It's like there's not a virus in the area. And I'm not saying, be like, oh, you're a hater. I'm not hating on the guy. I just feel that that's it. And a lot of people don't want to say it. The media don't want to say it. They think that Odell Beckham, he has something to prove. Man, he had all that ample time to prove what he was capable of. You know what I mean? And we all know from his time with the New York Giants that things wasn't great. But speaking about the New York Giants, we got our week one picks coming up, and here we are. The New York Giants at Washington, which is a Thursday night game. And again, I'm not pleased with the New York Giants. Uh, it's the same old, same old. They all fell flat. Danny Dimes kept turning the ball over. And what do you expect, man? What can you do, right? Between the time that you finished your game to getting ready for Thursday, what changes can you do?
I don't think either team can make any big adjustments and changes between Sunday and tomorrow. Honestly, um, I'm looking at you know what have you done for me lately? And the Giants, we all know, have won the last 5 meetings against the Washington football team. Okay. And so I'm riding a little high on that right there. Okay. Because the last 5 games that the Giants have won consecutively against the Washington football team, they've averaged a total of 386 yards a game. Okay. And 179 of those were rushing. So the Giants have been successful rushing the ball against Washington. And I am leaning towards the Giants in a very close game to take this one and sending the football team to an 0-2 start.
I wish I could agree with you, man. I
Mm-hmm.
really do. But you're talking about quarterback Heineke, who's going to
Mm-hmm.
start Thursday.
Right.
Fitzgerald is out, okay? And we don't even know if Saquon Barkley is going to be playing. He's listed as questionable.
Right.
But I don't care if he was 100%. He is not a factor in the Giants' offense. Everyone always want to be on that bandwagon. Listen, he didn't run well against the Denver Broncos. Now, don't get me wrong. The Broncos have one of the best defense in NFL right now, right? But the offensive line cannot create holes for him to run, and he could dance all he want, but he's gonna be jiggling all the way to the sideline, getting tackles for losses. So I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. And I'm gonna tell you, what's working for the Giants that they didn't use is that passing game. Receivers were open.
Right.
Receivers were getting open and did not get the ball. Sterling Shepard is not everything for the New York Giants, by the way.
Yeah,
There
I
are
know.
other wide receivers that did not get the ball that should have gotten the ball.
But he did have a
Okay.
good game, though. We got to give him that. He had an
No,
outstanding
I give
game.
him
Yeah,
props, and yeah, he was responsible for giving us a few first downs.
yeah.
But I'm telling you, why would you keep running the ball? Why, if it's not working, throw the ball. And I don't feel like those decisions are. I don't think the Giants are ready, man. I really don't, and that's why I say the Washington football team is going to etch it out, and The Giants are in trouble to start 0-2 this season.
I can't be mad at you about that. I mean, we've seen what it's just a continuation of last year. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, even though the Eagles won last week, but still, the whole NFC East as a whole has a whole bunch of holes everywhere. That each four of the teams got to fill themselves up. We're just in a fortunate situation that one of these two teams, hopefully I'm right, got to win this game because my
Well,
luck
of
there'll be a
course.
tie, right? That
Nah,
just
no, I'm not, and I'm not accepting no tie on this one.
But yeah. But I'm sticking with my Giants one more week here, you know what I'm saying, just to make an improvement on a short notice here. And so we'll see what happens here. I know they've
Well,
been
they'll
having
be on the
success.
road. Let's see if they're
Yeah.
if they're really a road team. But we got New Orleans at Carolina. Uh, this though Winston is doing a good job. I heard he was doing a wonderful thing. He threw 5 touchdown passes. But Carolina has McCaffrey. McCaffrey leads in rushing and receiving. So I don't even know if that's good. And counting that, are the Saints good by beating the Packers that they should be favored automatically, or was it the Packers not prepared? You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
they had to move to the state of Florida, but that still benefited New Orleans.
they sure
Then you
did,
got
yeah.
Carolina. You know, um, look, they beat the Jets. So who's favor who?
I
I
think that
got. Go ahead.
no, go. Who you got on this one?
I'm sticking with the Saints on this one.
The
I'm
Saints?
trying to
Yeah.
stay safe. I'm going to say the
No,
Saints.
I got you. I'm going for New Orleans here. You know what I'm saying? I think the Saints just did a great job in attacking the Packers on both sides of the ball. Okay, I mean, to shut down someone as like Aaron Rodgers and only holding that team 3 points, you got to give them credit where credit is due. So what it was in Florida. Jamie in the crowd was going for Jameis Winston because he's FSU. They did what they had to do, and now they're going up against Sam Darnold. I think that defense can maybe force a few turnovers, against him. You know what I'm saying? If they could be successful against a person like Aaron Rodgers, I think they wouldn't have as much of the problems with Sam Darnold here. So I got the Saints in this one.
Well, a lot of wagers are going for Carolina in this game, which
Mm,
is very surprising. But I'm still sticking with my pick. I still feel like New Orleans is the team. Houston at Cleveland. I'm gonna skip right to it. I think Mayfield. I think these guys have something to prove, man. I think they want to get back on it. They want to be on top of Pittsburgh. Uh, so I'm picking Cleveland to win.
Look, Cleveland punched Kansas City in the mouth. Okay, they punched them in the mouth, and whether it was fourth quarter turnovers by Baker Mayfield or whatever the case may be, they are a legit contender here. Okay. And Houston is just to me a legit pretender. Okay. Cleveland is going to bounce back at home in this one. I mean, it seemed like they had a pretty good crowd in Kansas City. I've heard a lot of people cheering for the Browns there. This team is for real all of a sudden, and we cannot take them lightly. Houston, we have a problem here. Okay. And it's known as Baker Mayfield. And Cleveland, it probably will cover the spread on this one because I know it's pretty big. Cleveland is going to get the job done handily against the Houston Texans.
All right, I like it, man. I like it. We have Cincinnati at Chicago. The
Mm.
Bengals. The Bengals came out victorious 27-24 at half overtime, excuse me, over the Vikings. And then you got the Bears, which they're not making a decision who's the starting quarterback, but a lot of people are trying to push it. The fans are trying to push it for
Yeah.
Justin Fields to start. This is a
Yeah.
tricky one. But I'm gonna
It,
stick with Cincinnati, man. I'm sticking with Joe Burrow.
I was going back and forth all day while I was at work about this game. And I'm going to tell you, at one point, I was leaning half my day towards Chicago and the other day, half a day towards Cincinnati. And I just kept on going back and forth because you're right. Chicago played two quarterbacks last week. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, let's. I know it's the first week. You're trying to feel things out. I get it. But we got to make a choice here. You know what I'm saying? And Jamar Chase, he was pretty darn good last week.
It looked like LSU versus the Vikings, right?
Yeah, yeah. But in this one, I got Cincinnati to go to start off 2-0. And Joe Burrow is doing great things. He's still got a lot of work to do, but he's on the right track here. I mean, you may call it an ugly win against Minnesota, but a win is a win. There's no style points in the NFL. You take the victory, you go home, and you get ready for the Bears. So I got Cincinnati in this one.
Las Vegas
Uh,
at Pittsburgh. The Raiders at Steelers. This is, back in the days, this game would have high stakes on it, right? And
mhm.
but it doesn't have that same feeling as back in the 70s and 80s. Um, but this is a tough one, man, because what kind of team did I see? The type of team that I saw on Monday night compared to this and seeing what Pittsburgh has done, I'm not sold on the Las Vegas Raiders as of yet. But I will pick Pittsburgh at home. I'm picking Pittsburgh at home.
It's just one of those. I'm going to throw it up. If you catch it, we win. You don't, then we just keep on playing. Type of. But you're right. When we had the Oakland Raiders and the Pittsburgh Steelers in the '70s, that was the juggernaut matchups. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still kind of getting used to this Las Vegas thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but Pittsburgh to me, they silenced the critics from last week, going to Buffalo and beating the Bills, who are probably one of the favorites in the AFC. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I like Pittsburgh in this one. I think they're going to continue to riding that momentum from last week and take on this Raiders team, who to me has still got a lot to figure out. They just got lucky on winning. Okay, but I got the steel curtains on this one. Pittsburgh
Look
all the
at
way.
David Carr threw 56 times.
Yeah,
Don't you think that's a lot?
that's a lot. I get tired just looking at you throw that many times. I need to take a break from the couch. Seeing you throw that ball that many times.
I mean, look, he threw it for 435 yards against the Ravens, but were the Ravens ready though? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to understand the feel of what week one's supposed to be.
Right.
And this is, and again, I mean, whoever got their outstanding record for week one, congratulations, man. But I don't know. I think Raiders are fake. They need to prove to me, man. They need to prove to me more. So Buffalo at Miami. This is a good AFC East showdown.
Oh my God. I'm loving this game right here, man. I mean, I like I said earlier, I'm overlooking Buffalo's loss. I mean, they were not playing a chump ching team, playing Pittsburgh. So, okay, even though Bills were favored to win, I'm not gonna say they were upset. Okay. But I think this is gonna put a little more urgency on them to win this game against Miami. Okay. And Josh Allen, he's got a record, I believe, of 5-1 as a starter against Miami. So he's got a lot of success against the Dolphins, the Tunas, okay, of the AFC East here. So I got Buffalo bouncing back and beating the Dolphins and putting them in a can of tuna and sending them off to your local grocery stores.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm.
So you got Buffalo.
I got Buffalo.
Well, my friend, this is
Uh-oh.
one that I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to disagree, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for Miami on this one, being that Miami is at home. I
Okay.
mean, look, last week I picked Buffalo because the last four seasons they did well on week one, right? On
Yeah.
openers, and they kind of own the Steelers. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, I got it. Then they didn't show me anything.
Hmm.
So I'm like, then there's Miami. I know they play New England. I got it. But maybe week two is the actual still or week one. Now I mean, I'm just
And
saying.
week one was week 0.
In college football, they call it week zero.
Yeah.
So why not in the NFL, right? So I'm taking Miami on this one. I'm taking a
All
gamble.
right.
All right. I'm taking a gamble.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, that's what we do.
We're not in Vegas, but we're in Miami. Okay.
I'm
I
in the
got
state
you.
of Connecticut. I still can't sports bet yet. So I'm waiting for that law to pass. But the
Gotcha.
LA Rams will be at Indianapolis Colts.
Okay. You talk about upsets. You talk about going against the underdog here. I am going to take this football and I'm going to throw Hail Mary into the end zone here. And I am going for the Indianapolis Colts. But hear me out. Listen, the last 2 years, in the last 2 seasons, the Rams are 3-5 against the AFC. Okay. They're 1-3 on the road against the AFC. Okay, they are not a good road team against an AFC team. I don't care who you got at quarterback for the Rams. They're a great team, but they can't seem to figure things out on the road against the AFC teams. So I got the Colts coming in at home and beating the Rams in this game. That's my pick, and I'm sticking to it.
So even though Wentz really didn't play well, you're still going for the
I'm
Colts.
still going for the Colts. The Rams have not shown me anything in the last couple of seasons against an AFC team on the road.
But they
They're
got
better.
Stafford in the
Does
team,
it,
though.
like The Rock says, it doesn't matter.
Well, you know what matters is that when you have 5 starters from the Indianapolis Colts and 4 of them are being defense and they're out for, I mean, they're listed as questionable. I'm questioning your tactics and actually seeing that if they're going to win.
We'll
So,
see.
once again, I'm going against you, man.
I hear you.
I'm
Go
going to
take
go
those
against
Rams.
you.
Take those Rams.
I'm going to take those Rams.
Because
I'm
guess
gonna take
what?
'em.
You take the Ram with them horns, but my Colt is going to give you a back kick to your horns. That's right. My horse is going to kick your Ram.
I'm going to just go for the goal like the 49ers did last week, okay? As they travel to the Philadelphia Eagles. And before you make your pick, I trust and Jalen Hurts to get this done. The Eagles will beat the 49ers.
God, oh my God. As a Giants fan, how are you going for the Eagles 2 weeks in a row? I don't get you. But you know what? You got lucky last week. Okay.
Oh.
But you're not getting lucky this week. Okay.
I got
I'm
lucky.
sorry.
I got lucky.
You got lucky with that one,
No.
with those birds. I call the Eagles the new dirty birds of Philadelphia.
Fly dirty, baby. Fly
That's-
dirty.
That's fine with me. They can fly all they want. But when San Francisco's defense get all over them
Mhm.
and clip them wings and keep
You
them
must have
grounded,
forgot. You must have forgot Hurts been there and done that.
I don't care.
Mhm.
Them 49ers are going to go rush up in Philadelphia, find all that Hershey up there, and strike rich. They're going to beat them Eagles, baby.
No, they're not. I mean, if they do, that's more power for the Giants,
Look,
right?
I get it. The Eagles rushed almost over 170 yards last week, but they're playing the Falcons. Okay? You ain't doing that against the 49er defense. I am so sorry.
Mhm.
No, sir.
Not even if the West Coast team going all the way to the East Coast. That
No.
won't make no difference.
You got Debo Samuels. You got George
And
Kittle.
it's a
No,
1
sir.
o'clock game. It's
That's
not a 4
okay.
o'clock game.
That's okay.
The 49ers are going to be too tired to play, man.
What? They did what they had to do to beat Detroit. You see what I'm saying? So they stay that way, and they're going to take Philly. They're going to take over that whole side over there.
Okay. Denver at Jacksonville. Denver.
Do we really need to talk about this?
Nope.
Okay. I was going to say, I didn't think we need to talk
But
about
you do
this.
got to make your pick, though.
Denver, please.
All right.
I mean, if Teddy Bridgewater cannot do to the Jaguars what he did to the Giants, then we got a problem. There's going to be a full moon.
There'll be a problem for the Giants and be like, yo, they lost to the Jaguars.
Oh,
No.
yeah. Forget about it.
New England at New York Jets.
You know, this is going to be interesting, I think.
This is good. This is a match that should have happened in college football, right? When you had
Right.
BYU versus Alabama, that could have happened sometime while Jones and what's his name from the Jets should have been starters, right? And look, I'm supporting Mac Jones this season. I really am. I'm a big fan. I think he got cheated on during college. You know, where I think he deserves the Heisman more than what's his name, Devontae Adams, right? But I'm giving this to New England. I think they'll build for what they mistakenly have done last week, and I think they'll get the job done. Patriots over the Jets.
Oh, yeah. I think Mac Jones did a better job against Miami, okay, than what Zach Wilson did against Carolina, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying, as far as their percent, the completion percentage. So I'm going to give this one to Mac Jones, over Zach Wilson on this one. So I got the Patriots over the Jets, but I think there's going to be a pretty tight contest between the two. I don't think it's going to be a big blowout, honestly, but I got the Patriots.
All right, Minnesota at Arizona.
Fly, Cardinal, fly. Fly, Cardinal, fly. After what they did to the Titans last week, I'm like, they left me in awe.
They said, Teen Titans, go!
Okay, I'm not going to ask why you watched that, but it's okay.
I still got kids.
That's understandable.
All right.
Yeah, they got
Move
Kyler.
on.
Cardinals got Kyler Murray. Come on now, it's a no brainer there.
Well, will this be a no-brainer? The Falcons at Buccaneers?
That's going to be a tight game. No, never mind. Anyway, Tampa Bay is going to maybe probably cover twice as what they're going to say they're going to cover.
Well, okay, let's talk about that coverage real quick. You ready? So,
Jeez.
as of right now, the start of the wage is negative 12.5 for Tampa Bay. So,
It's going to be, it'll probably be 14-0 after 4 possessions for
by
Tampa
Sunday, it should increase at least 21.
Bay. Jesus. I'm telling you, by the end of the first quarter, we could see a 17-0 game. But
Tennessee at Seattle.
This is very intriguing. This is very intriguing. I too, with this one, was going back and forward, back and forward. I was, because I look at Tennessee and how they faltered last week against Arizona. And now here they are, a second week in a row, playing an AFC West team, but this time on the road instead of at home. You think Tennessee is so tempted. They have I would say they have like a desperation factor here to win this game, but their defense seems so shaky, and I don't see them doing anything against Russell Wilson and that offense to stop them. So I got Seattle at home winning this game in a very tight, contested game, maybe a field goal game, maybe against Tennessee.
I got Seattle. No matter if it's by 1 point or 100, I got Seattle. Dallas at LA Chargers.
Wow. Well, I'm going to say something that is going to be very unusual for me to say. How about
Hold on
them?
for a second. Hold on. No, we're not going to say that.
I think the Cowboys are going to pull this game out.
I think so too. I was thinking about it very hard. If I was a gambling man, I'll pick Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, because the way Dallas has proven themselves, even with last year, they got the high power offense. They just seem to struggle on defense, on stopping the opposition.
That's the bad part right now, because
I know
the Chargers could throw too.
I know. And Justin Herbert, I won't be surprised if he throws for 300 yards in this game easily with his eyes closed and one hand behind his back, because the Cowboys defense is that much garbage. But we got Dak Prescott, and he's got a load of wide receivers, okay? And maybe, that will elevate them to get that victory, because they should have beaten Tampa Bay, but that was the kicker's fault. That wasn't Dak's, and that wasn't the offense, okay? And Tom Brady's Tom Brady. He scorched the secondary. It is what it is. But I could see this a high-scoring game, high 20s, maybe low 30s for both teams. But I think Dallas will pull out the victory on this one. So I am going for the Cowboys.
Well, I'm gonna change my mind.
Oh,
I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna go for the Los Angeles Chargers.
I'm gonna look outside and see if I have a full moon out there. Let's see.
Look, they just announced today that DeMarcus Lawrence is out this week, and he's gonna be out for some time. You got Donovan Wilson questionable. He's their safety. Collins, Gregory are both out, and then Michael Gallup is the injured reserve. He's on the IR, so he's already out. So who knows? But then you got Allen. Of course, Dallas has Cooper, and then you got Allen with, again, 9 receptions for 100 yards last week. Prescott versus Herbert. This is going to be a great game. It really is.
It is. And and since I'm here in Texas, I got that game automatically. That's
that's prime time already on CBS. So automatic. It's the Chargers.
I get it, but we're talking about the Cowboys too, man.
I know. I seen how the Cowboys went ahead and played, but I also seen that they didn't have any defense.
If the Cowboys lose this game, they are in deep trouble, no matter how garbage the division is. Falling to 0-2 could mean the season for them. And knowing that either the Giants or the football team is going to be 0-2 also. I mean, their only hope is that I'm right that the 49ers beat the Eagles and keep everybody in that division running neck and neck like they did last year.
No, we'll see.
Ugh.
We'll see. Kansas City at Baltimore. I'm on that last pick. I'm probably gonna just shoot my foot off or something because I changed my mind in live, man. What the hell?
Ooh.
But anyways, Chiefs at Ravens.
I got Kansas City. I mean, when you talk about the history between Kansas City and Baltimore, the last two times they played Baltimore, they beat them by double digits. Okay, I think Lamar Jackson has not have a win yet against Patrick Mahomes in his career, and so Baltimore may try to keep it close in the first half, but Patrick is Patrick, and he's gonna control this game the way he does. Kansas City wins this game and sends the Raven to 0-2.
I agree with you with Kansas City. And on Monday Night Football, Detroit will visit Green Bay. Look, not neither team are impressive. I'm not in a bad wagon with Aaron Rodgers. I don't care about Aaron Rodgers. I think his selfishness is getting in the way. And for all that drama that happened in the offseason, nothing was shown for last week. But being that it's against Detroit Lions, by default, I'm going for Green Bay.
Yeah, I got Green Bay. Green Bay, I think they've won the last four meetings against Detroit. Okay, and being a Monday night at home, I don't see Aaron Rodgers flopping two games in a row like this. If he does, then I think he needs to leave. I think this is a sure sign that it's his time to go.
But
But
they're paying him so much money. Why would you flop?
you know what?
Fulfill your contract.
Yeah, yeah, he could, he should.
Please.
But I got Green Bay. I got Green Bay. So
I got Green Bay too, and it's saved. And you guys can also see us on Big Skin on ESPN. So it's never too late to join us on all four downs.
which I am up 10 points on you right now.
Are
Even
you?
though
I'm not
by
looking at
points.
those points.
Well, we got the same record, but I got you by points, so I am in first place technically.
Well, technically, you could kiss my, you know what?
Don't be mad. Don't you
I
got
am.
your haterade? Canada Dry style. So we kind of recap here. Looks like we got 5 games this week that we disagree on. That's pretty.
That's
big for a
pretty
week.
much average for what we usually do.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, which is good. Which is good.
And what you're gonna tell me, damn, Obi, once again, you were right. Just like I was right with Philadelphia.
I'm just gonna have to tell you, what will come next week. I'm just up on top of you again, just like I am with the big
There we
big
go.
guns.
There we go. There we go.
Yes, sir.
Well, tomorrow definitely we'll be talking about college football, which will happen Thursday night. Recapping what happened in week 2 and making our predictions on week 3, and that will be with Jace and our host, Joe Aguirre. A lot of coaching changes happening. The USC head coach got fired after the loss against Stanford. I mean, that's the second coach already in college football that got fired. The first one was from UConn, which they should have fired him. Should have never hired him, put it that way. But it is what it is. But there's a lot of changes going on. And then, of course, there's always those politics. But it doesn't matter. Especially in the rankings. We already know, and what really matters is Alabama and Georgia are on top. And, of course, bringing it back, we got the NFL starting tomorrow with the New York Giants visiting the Washington football team. That's going to make it or break it between myself and Hector because he's still going for the Giants. And me being there at MetLife Stadium, I saw what I saw. I'm just not impressed. I mean, if they win 40-0 over the Washington football team, then I'd be like, well, what was this? I'm just going to say it like that. Where was this?
No, and I agree. I mean, because
Mhm.
it's like we don't know what we're getting from our team week by week. And that's
Right.
sad to say. At least if you're up in Kansas City, Missouri, you know what you're getting from your Chiefs. You see what I'm saying? Or if you're in Tampa Bay, Florida, you know what you're getting from your Buccaneers. But us fans, as Giants fans, and we're not alone. And I can honestly say, as a Giants fan, we are not the worst team in the NFL. Okay, we're not.
Wait a minute. Who's not the worst team?
The Giants are not the worst team in the NFL.
But
I'm just saying. I think there's other teams out there that got more issues than what we do. Ours is a little more fixable than what other teams got.
Fixable?
A little bit. I didn't say completely. I said a little bit.
Oh, how about we get ourselves a quarterback for the New York Giants? I'm sorry to say that.
Dimes. So we got a quarterback, Danny Dimes.
That's not a quarterback.
He's fishing for pennies. He's not making dollars. I see a lot of sense going on here. Or not a lot of sense.
No, not a lot of sense at all.
Let's just change. Oh, we could go with the puns all day. So you're saying we need a change. Gotcha.
Change need to be quick, or else we need a new offensive coordinator, because that's the reason why he couldn't be a head coach, and that's Jason Garrett. But hey, this is all 4 Downs NFL picks, not John About the G-Man, which you can catch him every Wednesdays around 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you miss it, you can always go to clovercrestmedia.com. And let me throw that banner up there real quick. Whoa, wrong one. I'm messing up the controls here. Here we go. Look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That is www.clovercrestmedia.com. Join About the G-Man, know about them. And then you got R&J that covers all kinds of sports. It's definitely covered heavily on the NFL. You want to catch that too. And once again, we're all part of the CMG Sports Podcast Network. So tune in, especially all 4 Downs tomorrow with the latest of college football. Thank you, Hector. Thank you, myself. Yes. And then come next week, you know who's going to be on top. Really?
I don't want to do a show if we get 5 ties.